Hello everyone, my name is Kevin, and I'm going to be talking about computer-aided design and 3D printing today. A huge part of designing and building our plane comes from these computer-aided design or CAD programs, which allow us to figure out everything that we need, whether it's the materials, where they'll fit, and how strong they will be. Sometimes buying parts for our plane is expensive and not exactly what we need, so we also use this program to design parts that we need. Engineering, modeling is necessary because aircrafts need to be able to be structurally sound and put together. And to do this, we use SolidWorks. SolidWorks can be used to build anything that you want visually and then 3D print those objects to life. So an example of CAD is, for this year, our competition requires us to tow a sensor behind our plane and to be able to deploy. So to do this, they gave us some requirements on dimensions that a sensor had to follow, but they never gave us any requirements on the shape. So we asked our members of our club to design sensors and send them to us using SolidWorks. This here is my first design, and it kind of resembles a missile. Now, with SolidWorks, we can move it around, we can move parts all around, and it allows us to visualize whatever we want. So if I go over here, I can also take a look on the inside of the part right here. This helps us figure out how we want to put the pieces together, and using this, we can also 3D print it afterwards, which I'll show you in a little bit. Okay, this is the second design that was created by a team member. This one is very different than the one I designed. This one has a much fatter base, as you can see, but it also has a very pointy top. It also still has fins, just like mine had. One thing that we all agreed on was that these sensors needed to have fins so they could not fly around too crazy in the air. The last design I'll show is this one that's kind of like a mix between my very pointy design and that very wide design. This one still has the fins, but also added a little kind of flap at the very end to help slow it down so it doesn't go too fast. This one is interesting because all these parts can come apart and be changed out for whatever we need to do. Now I'm going to show you what this sensor looks like after it was 3D printed. Okay, now we're going to show off that last sensor design that was 3D printed. So this here's the cone, then we have our main fuselage and our tail. 3D printing is a process that layers plastic in individual layers. So if you can see, each one of these has a little layer, and every single pass it does, it adds one of these layers to eventually make this whole entire part. So if we want, we can put this together to make the final sensor design right here. Let's see. So this is what it looks like completely after. Now, we also printed this little boat to show off, as it shows how precise these 3D printing can be from these CAD drawings that we make. The last one we have is this little fighter jet that also shows how detailed it can be. All right, now time for our quiz question. What does CAD stand for? And now for our next segment, we are going to talk about laser cutting and foam cutting.